And next, the story of a Romanian teacher who was wrongly imprisoned in China for 8 years. He spoke to Lee Hall, host of British Thought Leaders.
What was life like inside a Chinese prison?
Well, there are two parts. The first part, like I just mentioned, is the detention house. Basically, is the place where you have to wait to get sentenced. And in China, this period can take several years. Usually, it takes about 2 years. It's very lucky if you get there with just 1 year. Usually, we have to wait for 2 full years just to appear before a judge. Nobody said you're guilty of anything. It's just that one police officer that grabbed you and threw you in there, and then that's it. During those 2 years, you're just thrown into this cage with several other people, usually 10 to 12 people in one single cage. And the cage is only 12 square meters, so about 1 square meter per person. And you can't talk to anyone. At least I couldn't talk to anyone. Very seldomly I could perhaps see a Pakistani or an Iranian man that spoke some English. Usually it's just Chinese people that are specifically sent there so that you would have no one to consult with, no one to speak to, and that's terrible, because it doesn't matter what tribulation you're going through, but if you have someone to sort of share that with, it becomes easier. But everything that happened in this particular cage and in this particular period of time was specifically designed so as to wear you down.
So you couldn't communicate with anyone outside?
No, not really. You can't write to anyone. You can't call. You can't contact anyone. You're completely removed from the world. You're completely removed and set down in a different reality. This is their reality, the reality of the Communist Party, and the way its justice system works. I don't even know if it's proper to call it a justice system. It's very interesting how the system works, because I was very lucky to not have been married or to not have had kids. I met a lot of people there that had wives and children, and some of them were even used against them. Yeah. Because the only thing that matters is confession. Evidence is not necessary. And if they do come up with some evidence, it's all fabricated. It's just some statements from some guys that you've never seen and you will never see in your life. And they say that, you did this and you did that, and that's automatically accepted.